to begin our lesson. Okay, welcome to our the next lesson, dear students. In this lesson, we're gonna learn company types and structures. Okay, let's go to the next. Today's lesson objectives, as you can see here, contains two categories. The first category is about the content objectives. And then the second category is the language objectives. Content objectives are intended to give you detailed information uh, about your content knowledge. For example, you will know how to find the synonyms for word company, and also you will be able to discuss the purpose of classifying business, and then you will know how to understand the business models objectives. And finally for the and finally you can see you will know how to explore the main elements of business structure. And then for the language objectives, you will be able to analyze the meanings of new words, and also, you will be able to revise new advanced grammar structures, and you will also watch a video and with follow-up questions. So here's some words. For example, the words for company. For example, the synonyms for company can be firm, establishments, corporation, agency, institution, organization, association, chain, office, and bureau. These are the substitute words for the company you can use. And do you know the ways of classifying business? We can classify the business into four types. For example, sole trader, intern, partnership, and the public limited, and the limited liability. We can divide four types of business, and let's see this vocabulary match in peers. Can you match these words with proper definition? It is sole trader, partnership, limited liability, public, uh, limited. Can you match them? Okay, so you have to read the definitions below, and you should match the definitions with proper keywords. Okay, so I'm gonna give you 3 or 4 minutes to finish this exercise. Okay, try to solve this. So are you ready, dear students? Can you find the definition of the sole trader? What is the definition of the sole trader? And what about the partnership, limited liability, and public limited? Okay, so
Sole trader, and the answer is C. The business is owned by one person who is responsible for any debits.
okay, what about the partnership?
Partnership, the answer is D. Two or more people run the business. All partners share profits and losses.
And what about the limited
I think
liability? Limited liability and the public limited. What are they?
Limited liability is B, I think. The company
A.
responsible for any loss. It's limited.
So limited liability, the company is responsible for any losses, not the the owners. The company's private and shares cannot be sold to the public. Yes, B, because if the shares cannot be sold to the public, it shouldn't be called the public limited, you know? So that is why the public can't afford to solve the shares. And the final one, limited liability. Can you find the limited liability? You know, the public limited means the public shouldn't sell the shares. The company is responsible for any losses, or not the owners. The company is private. That is why it's public limited. And the limited liability, as you can see here, is the company is owned by shareholders who receive the dividends and also gain or lose money if shares price go up or down. Okay, and so do you have any questions about these keywords? If you don't have, let's go to the next. Business type. Here you can see the business types. Sole trader, it is a British in it is a and it is in the British form, British English form, and the sole proprietor is American English form. And this is one person business. The person may describe themselves as self-employed, the owner of a small shop, or as a freelancer if they are a professional who works for different clients. For example, a photographer. And you can see a group of people who work together as equals. This is a partnership. A firm of lawyers or architects are also called a partnership. And then you can see the limited liability. Limited liability is the company is responsible for any losses, not the owners. The company is private, and the shares cannot be sold to the public. This is the definition of this of the above mentioned concepts. Then let's say the next one, public limited. These are the large companies that are listed on stock exchanges, and they are called public because anyone can buy their shares. Okay. You may note down these definitions as well. And let's talk about this one. What do you think the following idioms mean? For example, speak your mind. Speak your mind means to say exactly what you think in a very direct way. And mind your own business. To think about your own affairs and not to ask questions about other people's lives and problems. Cross your mind. Cross your mind is to come into your mind. It never crossed my mind to ask him how his father was. And then finally, you can see be and two minds about something. It is to unable to decide what you think about somebody or something, and whether to do or not do something. There is a definition of the idioms that you can use. So here's a business models. I'm going to give you a few minutes so that you can read this extract, and I'm going to ask you, several of you, what's the meaning of this extract? Okay, just read a 1 minute, and I'm going to ask you what is the meaning of this text, and what is about. So, okay, what this text is about? What is it about? Can you tell me? So, business to business. Companies sell to companies. Many vehicle components are manufactured independently, and auto manufacturers purchase their parts to assemble automobiles and tires, batteries, electronics, hoses, and the door locks, for example, are usually manufactured by various companies and is sold directly to automobile manufacturers. And I'm going to give you a quick question. So, do you know the US Auto Motors and the other companies? Did they import the parts of the vehicles, or they produce the parts of the vehicles in their place? Can you tell me? Our do our national companies produce the um, vehicle components on their own places, or they import them? What is your idea?
I think the import.
They import the vehicle components, and
Yes.
yes, you're right, absolutely. There is the localization is not taken yet in our country, and we have to make the localization quick, because the importing may uh, may impact the economy, and also the high expenditures can come. Okay, so the next one, business to customer. The companies sell to individuals. For example, as you can see here, this kind of companies can sell to individual customers. Uh, for example, the best known logos of these companies is Puma, Adidas, Coca-Cola, Ford. As you can see here, this kind of businesses can sell their products to individual customers. They don't sell their products only to the companies as well, and also um, large macro markets as well. So the next one, as you can see here, the customer to customer business, individual sales to individuals. For example, the OLX, as you can see, this kind of businesses are intended to individual business. In this platform, a customer can announce his or her product so that others can see and purchase that product. And one more example. Can you give me another example about the customer to customer business? Can you give me any example? For example, you're gonna sell your own product to others, and you should announce this as a this to the public. You know, the in nowadays in social networking systems is full of such kind of customer services. For example, the cell phones, second-hand cell phones can be found in many Telegram groups because they are specially organized so that the many customers can join and see their cell phones and choose one of them. And here you can see what are the business structures. We have four kinds of business structures, as you can see here. The first business structure is a structure used to organize workers. They are grouped based on their specific skills and the knowledge as well. For example, multinational company. This kind of companies includes multinational and also multiracial workers. For example, English people, Russian people can work in a company. These are called the multinational company. And then you can see the product structure. And this is the second type of the business structures. And it is a framework in which business is organized in separate divisions, each focusing on a different product or service and functioning as an individual unit within the company. And here's the example: small family business. Small family business is called product structure because the business is organized in separate divisions and each focusing on a different product or service, functioning as an individual unit. And then third part, you can see the hierarchical structure. It is a typical for larger businesses and organizations. So it relies on having different levels of authority with a chain of command connecting multiple management levels within the organization. For example, the global online retailer. So finally, you can see the matrix structure. In the matrix structure, individuals work across teams and projects, as well as within their own department or function. For example, a project or task team established to develop a new product might include engineers and design specialists, as well as those with marketing and financial and personnel and the production skills. The medium-sized manufacturers. And as you can see here, the matrix structure businesses can include different fields, workers, for example, engineers and also designers. You can see there, but they have a general purpose for the company. Okay, and here you can see the structure of this, the, the main structure of each type of company. So as you can see for the functional structure, the first position is headquarter and the sub-positions research development and the production, marketing, accounting and finance. For the product structure, you can see the top one is Chief Executive Officer, and for example, they can produce different kind of products. For example, toothpaste, coffee, soap, orange juice, batteries. Then you can see the hierarchical structure. Hierarchical structure, you can see, for example, the Scarlet Letter. This is a company name, and it's called CEO. And Peterson, the sales manager, and Jordan, it is a CFO. And you can see also after these three positions, we have also the lower positions after them. And for example, Masca, sale representative, and also developer, tester, and the matrix structure. Let's see the matrix structure. As you can see here, the management is the first top position in this kind of structures. And you can see these are categorized into four: research, production, sales, and finance. And three kinds of products: product E and product B, and finally product C. You can see. So we have a quick quiz for a minute. Can you try these tests? And can you find the correct answers for these tests? Your task is you have to choose a proper option that can fit this question. He lives at 5 means what?
B.
Every day. Yes? Good. And we are having a meeting means what?
A.
Now,
Now.
A,
Now, yeah. The profits went up. Are profits up now? Profits went
Now. B.
No, yes. Profits have gone up. Are profits up now?
Yes.
Maybe.
Maybe, yes, correct. It can be both of them. It can be no or yes. That's why we can see maybe. Now the function of this present simple. Present simple is relevant for the past and also present. It is a bridge between the past and present. Okay, it can be the profits went up and they finish it also, or the profits went up and it maybe went and go up as well. And what about the fifth one? It's gone.
no,
Is
B.
he here? He already
B.
gone. Yes. And I've just been. Am I back?
maybe,
Do you know the difference between have gone to, has gone to?
no,
What is the difference between have gone to and has gone to? have been to. What is
Can
this?
to bu borib kelgan, been to bu borib o'sha yerda-da, hali kelgani yo'q degani.
Gan degani o'sha yerda hali qaytib kelmadi degani. Bin bo'lsa qaytib kelgan bo'lishi.
Ha, qaytib kelgan degani shuni.
Have been to borib kelgan, o'zi have gone to ketgan hali ham o'sha yerda. Demak, 6-siga nima bo'lar ekan? Yes.
Yes.
Ha. Demak, men orqaga qaytdimmi deyapmiz. Yes. Okay. So, let's go to the next. Here's a reading task for you, dear students. Just a second, I'm going to erase and read and understand what are the jobs. So here you have to read these texts and you have to find the title of these jobs. Which one relevant to which? Morning, Civic, I sometimes do overtime. I'm going to give you a few minutes so that you can read this text and find the proper title for each. Which one for which you should find. Okay? Librarian and the plumber. Just a few minutes, look through them. Okay, have you finished? What is the job title for the first one? I work part-time.
Librarian.
O'zi past yozib qo'ygan ekan masin.
Okay, and what about the second one? The second one is plumber, yes? And if you noticed, the keywords has been highlighted in this text. For example, part-time, and temporary, working hours, permanent, and full-time. And also training course, qualifications, experience, resigned, self-employed, and retired. These are the keywords that you should know. Now the next exercise. Find the highlighted words in the text to definition. So you have to find the definitions of these words on the right column. You can see you have to find the highlighted words in the text to the definitions. For example, retire. What kind of definition best match with these words? This one. To stop working when you reach a certain age. What about the resign?
Retire. A.
For the written legal agreement, you choose A. This one. The time
No.
is spent doing.
It's A for to stop working when you reach a certain age. I think that.
Yes, it is.
Working hours, this one. Can you just write your answers on the spot? So this is retire, we said already. What about the written
Yeah.
legal agreement? This is a contract.
Contract.
Contract age.
And